Hello, all, and welcome to this live feed from me, Simply Stocks. And it is slightly delayed. I wanted to be online around 11 a.m., but could not due to some technical issues. But now I'm online and I'm here to talk about the markets as well as a couple of stocks and a sector. So there are a lot of things I want to discuss right now with the kind of market move that is taking place and also moves in some of the stocks and which are the stocks that could be looked at going forward. Some small cap or mid cap stocks that one can look at. So I'm going to discuss all that. Hi Vishnu, hi Shiva. Let other people's join in and then I'll start the discussion. So basically this discussion will be in three four parts. One would be about the market, where's the market headed, how is it looking. I'll give my assessment. Second would be about a sector, so I'm going to talk about the IT sector with the kind of some positive news that has come about with the H1B visa thing and everything else. Should you get into the IT stocks now, or should you hold IT stocks, or should you avoid that? So I'll discuss IT stocks, the sector as a whole, not specifically stocks. uh, Also, I'm going to discuss about one travel ancillary company or a company that is very much related to travel, and right now the stock is not doing that well. And I'm talking of VIP Industries. So VIP will be in focus. Apart from that, the management of one of the consumer companies, which has been a big wealth creator over the last 10, 12 years, but has been subdued over the last 2, 3 years. They were on ET now, they were on television, and rarely they come on television. So I'm talking of Page Industries, and so I'm going to talk about Page Industries and what to do in that if someone has not got into a Page industry. Uh, should he buy it, or what lies ahead for the company, and what did the management say? What kind of commentary or forward-looking statements that they gave? Uh, so Page Industries, VIP, and the IT sector, along with the market analysis, these are the things that I'm going to discuss. I hope all of you are safe and healthy. First of all, a disclaimer that this is not at all stock recommendations, and everything I'm doing is for education purposes to make you understand better about how to invest into the market and whatever I have understood about investment into the market over the last 8, 10 years. I'm discussing that with you every day. It is not to say that you people get into all these stocks. It is not to say that I'm saying so the stock will go up, so you buy it, or I am saying so the stock will go down and you sell it. Kindly take that into consideration. All your queries are welcomed, but again, whatever answers I give, these are all my personal opinion, and do your own analysis before doing anything else. Also, I would like to tell you that the super chat feature is on your site, so you can use the super chat feature to ask me questions during my discussion. So if you ask questions during my discussion, I'll stop the discussion and answer your queries as well. It will help me grow the channel. It will help you get out detailed answers from me. If you have a number of stocks that you need analysis on, or number of companies that you want a discussion, a one-on-one discussion with me, you can send me an email and we can work something out. So you can send me an email. The email address will be provided in the description. So let's begin the analysis. So Shaik, I'm going to discuss VIP today. So just uh, continue watching this. So let's begin the discussion with the market. So the market ended the week pretty strong, not that weak, and at 10,300, between 10,300 and 400 they ended. Although there was sharp fall, 10,200 was tested very strongly, 10,180 was the low, but still market ended the week pretty strongly. Thanks a lot, Raga, for your contribution. Sir, good morning. Went on short of Infosys futures. One lot at 712, could not put stop loss. Can you please guide? Okay. It has moved up. There's no question about it. What you do is probably do not buy more of it and do not short it, because the news is pretty much positive, and I see the stock move up another 2-3%. So what you can do is, even now you can keep a stop loss. So let me see the stock price at the moment. But basically you can, what you can do is place a stop loss even now, and then exit. And if you're lucky, if there is a kind of a dip, you might get a better deal out of it. But it is very prudent to put stop losses when you're day trading on in any way possible. So it has run up to 748. I would I Well, it is hard, but I would suggest you to exit the position in these losses. I don't see it going down a lot. So probably at the start of the day on Monday, there would be some amount of profit booking, and that will be the time for you to exit rather than build more positions on the short side, and then probably go long in it later on and make money. Or what you can do is, if you make losses here, then you can go long in some of the consumption stocks, and I'm going to discuss some here, and probably make out money, or at least don't have any losses going forward. So that is my suggestion. um all right, so about the market, I think 10,000 is a strong support. So if you go back in time, and let's say go back to 2017, when this 10,000 was breached. 10 I mean, in 2015, uh, the high was made at 9,120, and then there was major decline. And then from 2016 February onwards, we had that up move, and by the time 2017 came, we were on the cusp of 10,000. So 9,700 to 10,000 band is a strong support. And any declines towards 10,000 to 9,800, if anything happens in August and there is a fall, uh, then 9,700 to 10,000 would be good buying opportunity, not in the Nifty, but in some of the stocks which are in uptrend. So, a Reliance, for instance, if at 9,700 may fall 10-15% from the highs, that would be the time to just get into it. Bharti Airtel would be another one. Some of the chemical stocks, the top chemical stocks that I keep talking about on a daily basis, these are the stocks to get into. And I still believe that there is more upside left in the market. In my opinion, we could be headed towards 10,800 or so, or even 10,900. But I'm certain that we could go past 10,500 easily, and probably 10,800 levels, round about 10,800 levels could be touched. At that point of time, a lot of retail investors and a lot of other investors would be uh, into the market, and the market would suck in nearly all the investors, and then the market fall will begin. So that's my opinion about the markets. I feel there is an up move that is available. Yes, in the short run, in a very short run, probably in 1 week's time or so, there could be some amount of either consolidation or selling. But again, any levels closer to 10,100 you buy, any levels closer to 10,007 800 you sell your positions. Whatever longs for short term you are having, you sell that position and wait for the fall in August. I believe the market should fall in August, either from second week of August or somewhere like that, until the mid of September. That major fall that we all are waiting for may just end, and then we'll have a clean run towards even 11,500 odd levels from September onwards till Diwali, and so on and so forth. So the 6 months is a long way to go for the markets. We have seen what happens in every day of a market, and whenever market goes down or up, the range is huge. So the range is around 300 to 600 points. And the gone are the days, probably a decade back or 6-7 years back, when we used to have 20-30 point on the Nifty, and that is used to be enough. But now we are having extreme volatility, and this volatility will continue until we get uh, the vaccine. Then we could have a move upward or downward, or until we get very bad news from the economic front, even worse, and things get even difficult on the ground with the respect to pandemic, etc. Until that, we will be going up and down like this in the markets, and very volatile, and hence I would not suggest you to do intraday trading, and probably go for investments on major declines. So that is my opinion about the markets. 10,100 as a stop loss, 10,800 as the target, probably in July, and then wait for a fall in August and September. I have been wrong on many occasions in the market, so let's see how this goes. Again, standard disclaimer apply, do your own analysis and take a call. Uh, Now, coming to the sectors part, so I want to talk about briefly about the IT sector, information technology sector, and what has transpired over the last 10-15 days. First of all, the news came in that whatever that has taken place with the US, you can say on the government officials front, that the H-1B visa has been curtailed or either stopped, and that has led to many IT stocks falling, and then eventually, probably 3-4 days later after that, it has come about that most of the visas will not be cancelled in that manner, and most of the companies are also now looking to cater to other, you can say, geographies or India itself. And so, except for the large caps, Infosys, TCS, etc., the mid and small cap companies are concentrated more or less in the NBFCs and autos or other domains here in India or in Asia Pacific, etc. So the effect will not be that great. As far as the sector is concerned, I'm not very positive about the sector. I'm negative about it, and I believe that we could be having only a 5 to 7% yearly growth in the stocks. Even maybe some of the major stocks would fall, that they have run up a bit. So an Infosys from 800 levels may again come back to 700, 650, and so on and so forth. So they will be in a range. Eventually, after 1 or 2 years, you will not be able to make a lot of money as compared to any consumption play, any auto play over the next 2-3 years. And so you need to be extremely careful getting into IT. If you're holding for very long term and gaining a lot, then you can keep holding, but otherwise a fresh entry into the IT sector would not suffice, because the returns, I believe, will be low, higher single digit at the best. So that's about the IT sector. About the two companies that I wanted to discuss. So one of them is a VIP. Now, VIP Industries came out with a very average set of numbers, and one of the major companies that are going to be troubled by the kind of lockdown that we have seen, the kind of, you can say, shutdown in the markets and in the travel industry. So with aviation, hotel and restaurant, and you can say recreation industry taking a huge hit, VIP is taking a huge hit on their numbers, because there are no people buying bags for travel, and with no travel there are no chances of the company doing very well on the business front, and that is why the stock has fallen virtually 60-70% from the highs and went all the way to 215 to 20. So my opinion on VIP is that the bad news is priced in. All the bad news is priced in at around 210, 200, 220, or around about those levels. If in August we see a major fall in the market, if in August we see that these companies also fall, you'll be lucky to see that 220, 200 levels again on VIP. But if market really falls big, in August, you might see that. Then I would prefer to get into the stock from a 3 to 5 year time horizon. Uh, don't worry about the movements for the next 6 months. I think for the next 6 months, it will be a complete wipeout. I do not see even FY21 numbers that great. In fact, sales are going to be very tepid for FY21. But from 22 onwards, I see major change, and I believe that by October, November, things will normalize a lot compared to what it is today. And then these companies will just skyrocket from these levels on circuit. So that is my personal opinion on VIP. One can buy below 250, closer to 220, or in this range, and keep a 2 to 3 year time horizon. You may even easily more than double your money if things really get going on the travel industry front, which it should from October, November onward. So these 5-6 months could be good buying opportunity into such company, not aviation stocks per se, because they have other issues as well with respect to seating capacity and the amount of, you can say, passengers traveling, plus ATF fares, etc., other taxes and this and that. Plus they have liabilities, etc., as well. Now VIP has very little of it. They have debt, but very less of it, and hence I believe that it can do well going forward, because the numbers could change very quickly once things normalize. So that is about the VIP industry. Another stock that I wanted to talk to you about in detail is Page Industries. Now, interesting fact about Page Industry is that over the last at least 3 4 years. So I remember in 2016 when the major fall happened, the stock of Page Industry went below 10,000, and it looked a doomsday for everyone at 6,800 Nifty. Today the stock is at around 18,000. Over the last 4 years or so, it has gone up 80%. So it's like 15 16% yearly. That's what it has done, 16 to 17%, which is not bad, even in the difficult time, even in times where they are doing only volume growth of 2 3%, 1 to 3%. That's it. Now, what has gone right, and the stock absolutely zoomed just recently after the management was online, is that the management said that although they are not doing well and April has been a washout, May and June they are recovering, and probably by September onwards they are going to do much better. So that was a positive. Their margins have shrunk. Their margins have increased, but their sales have shrunk, and this is primarily because of the kind of lockdown that we are facing. Forward looking, management was optimistic that they are gaining more market share because many unorganized players are completely going out of the business. Now this is extremely important in this kind of an industry, that which a page industry is in, pure consumption, in which even 100 200 basis points matter. Any kind of market share gain will end up having a significant impact, positive impact on the sales, and an even more significant positive impact on the profit numbers or the PAT numbers, because their margins are very good. Their net profit margin is good. Their ROE is above 30%, and so on and so forth. So it could be that after FY21, from 22 onwards, for next 2 3 years, a Page Industries could end up being a dark horse and could even double, triple from these numbers if things really get right for them. Not many investors are looking at that company, and it has been a laggard of sort in the rally of 2016 to 18, and even after that, even though you can say high price stocks did well, but iShares and Page has not, and the reasons for iShares is pretty obvious. So I believe that Page Industry is one company that one can look at current levels and on declines to 17,000 or 16,300. uh, it is a very good safe stock to be in, and who knows, from FY22 onwards, with greater market share, it's going to come up with much better results, and the PE expansion again takes place because the PE of the company has shrunk, because the numbers have been very tepid over the last 6 8 quarters. All right, then. So these were the stocks that I wanted to talk to you about. Just a small point I want to make, that Kilpest has come out with very good numbers, and I feel the stock could be headed to 220 to 30 levels. But be very careful because it is a volatile stock. So even if you want to get into the stock, wait for declines to get into it. Wait for 140 150 levels maybe. But the numbers are very good, and it seems like over a 3 4 year period, it can be a very good stock to be in. All right. I would say Page Industries, there's no question about it. CA Deepak, Rupa and Lux are fine, but as mentioned, the major change that has happened is they are gaining more market share. Hence, I believe that they have gained market share over their competitors like Rupa and Lux, and so they are going to produce even better numbers. So, Page Industries for sure. Care Ratings is a very positive on the rating companies, ICRA, Care, or these kind of companies. So probably what you can do is buy into it if you have not, and if you are holding on to it, hold on to it for 8, 10, 12 years. It will reward you very well, very good dividend paying history as well with care. TV18 I will avoid. TV18 is doing well until it is like a complete shutdown that is taking place, or so most of the markets or some of the markets are completely down, and people are at home and so on and so forth. So people are watching more of that, and that is the only live stream at the moment. Once sports come back from July onwards with cricket, football, and football has already started with the EPL and the Italian league. So I believe TV18 will fall back. All right. Soham, future consumer has come back, and the reason for it has been the you can say the rights issue that took place, and it was surprising, in which it garnered around 200 odd crores, and then we have you can say rumors that Reliance is looking to buy into the future retail business, and probably even future consumer business, and that is why the stock is up so much. Right now it is at say 16, 18 rupees or something like that, from around 5, 6 rupees. It has already gone up 3x. Very difficult to say whether you should continue holding or you should buy into the stock. I think fresh entry should be avoided. If you have bought into it, probably wait for declines to sell that off. All right. Z is an avoid, complete avoid. I think there are issues with the management. There are issues with the kind of corporate governance things that go on. So Z is a complete avoid. UPL is a buy on any declines to 410, 415 levels. I still feel that 600 is possible on UPL in the next 6 months. ITC is an avoid, even if the numbers are good, even if the numbers are bad, or whatever, how much you can contemplate. Any rise in ITC is a sell. Any declines to 150 odd levels should be a buy, but it is a trading play. I would not like to invest into ITC. All right. Pfizer not showing up move from current levels. So, well, there is no reason, and you should understand. And I've said that in my video as well. If you have not watched my video on Pfizer, kindly do that, because I have explained that these companies like Pfizer, Gillette, Sanofi, Abbott, etc. The many other, I mean, in the MNC domain like Gillette and others, they do not go up every day, and they do not fall a lot. Neither they go up a lot, but it can happen any day of the quarter, and the stock may just shoot up 10, 20% in a week, 20 to 25%. That's how they move. And the best part about these sort of companies are that they keep on churning out 18, 20% growth, so the stock doesn't fall a lot. Whenever the market fall happens, intraday the stock falls, there is huge buying that take place. So that's the positive about the companies. Okay. BEL is an avoid for me. Any company that is related to PSU, I would avoid at the moment. Uh, will Nifty touch 6,000? I don't think so. 6,000, but 8,000 is not ruled out. 8,000 to 7,500. I have an inkling that we could head there uh, sometime. I mean, maybe in 1 year time, maybe in 1 month time, 2 months time. I don't know when, but I think 7,500 may be revisited again, and it might be that the market goes to say 9,000, sorry, 11,000, and then 7,500 is seen when everybody is invested. All right. Aarti Drugs is a good company in the pharmaceutical domain, and it has run up because they have a lot of approvals, and they have a lot of you can say products for the market, and the company was undervalued. Now at new highs, everything. I don't know whether one should get into the stock or not, but for the moment, I would say that if you have not invested into it, do not delve into it unless there is a fall of 15, 20%. If you are invested into it, kindly be invested. Okay. Astral Poly, I would say all these companies like Astral Poly or Other companies which are into pipes, domain prints, pipes, and there are other phenolics, etc., they will continue to sulk. They will continue to give out average results, and the stock will continue to fall unless the economy grows by 6-7% at least. Avoid banks, avoid all banks, whether ICICI or anything. I won't get into Vodafone Idea. If things really go bad with respect to AGR verdict, I think Vodafone Idea could completely shut down. So uh, be very careful in Vodafone Idea. Better companies like Airtel and Reliance, you can bet big over a long period of time. All right, what else? Uh, IOL Chemical bought at 474 yesterday. I think the run up is huge. Yes, the PE is 7, but I think we could see a 20% correction in IOL in August. Now, that correction would come from 600 or 700 or 500. I don't know, but a good 20-25% correction would come in. I am personally positive on the stock and the company because they have the chemical domain as well as a pharmaceutical domain, but the kind of run up it has shown, like 3x from in just few months, I think it's better to wait for declines and then get it into the stock. If I see 400 or below 400 levels and I have some cash, I would definitely invest into IOL. A Galaxy surfactants is good. Do not invest a lot into it because it is like an ancillary. It is like you can say uh, what should one say? They just provide the products to these companies which are into FMCG. It has run up. I do not see, like, there is no USP in the company. There are many other companies doing the same thing on the unorganized level. Yes, because of all the problems we are facing in India, we could see unorganized players going away. So that would help the company as well. Probably you can keep holding Galaxy surfactants, but expect 10-20%, 15 to 20% returns on a yearly basis. Okay, I bought DMart at 23.12. Should I exit? Any temporary up move? Where do you think DMart is headed? DMart is headed to 3,000, but it could take a year and a half or 2 years for that to happen. I think DMart is headed towards where the Britannia stock is. So Britannia trades around 3,000, 3,400. DMart may make a top at 33, 3,400. But will 3,000 come first or 2,000 come first? I don't know. Uh, I would prefer to buy it below 2,000 whenever it comes. Otherwise, I would just leave it. It is expensive at the moment. Not very positive about Camlin Fine Sciences. I would prefer you to get into Ipca Labs, Biocon, or DV's, Dr. Reddy's, these kind of companies, or Aurobindo Pharma even. Hindustan Foods, I need to look at the company again. As far as the business is concerned, it's pretty good, but I don't know where the stock is headed at the moment. But the business of Hindustan Food is good. Avoid Bharti Infratel on all levels. Borosil is an avoid. No question about it. All right. So repeated questions at the moment. Voltas, I think comparatively, I would prefer Voltas. Havells is good, but their wires and cables business might not do well, as has been with other companies as well. With construction activities totally stalled, people might not be renovating that much. So Havells will have a difficult time. But Voltas is good because of its AC presence. Whirlpool is good. Whirlpool, even I'm looking to buy on declines, not getting an opportunity. But once I have the money, garnering some at the moment to get into the market, probably 1800, 1850 good levels to get into Whirlpool. Colgate is good if you want to hold for 15, 20 years. Colgate will continuously give you that 14, 15% return plus a good dividend. So, in that regard, Colgate is a very good stock to be in. All right. All right, thank you all for being in this live session, and I'll see you again on Tuesday with a live session, and I'll have a question and answer session also. Looking to do that on Monday with a Q&A video, so you can shoot that questions there as well. Thank you. Please like and subscribe my channel and hit the bell icon so that you can get my videos straight away when I post it. Thanks a lot for watching.